Hi, welcome back to Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. Today we're going to be talking about plastic pollution and recycling. Plastic pollution and recycling, those are some pretty big words. What do they mean? Plastic pollution is the accumulation of plastic in the environment that harms animals, animal habitats, or humans. Recycling is the process of taking waste materials and changing them into reusable materials. It's easy not to think about plastic pollution. We throw our plastic in our recycling bins or in our trash cans and it gets taken away and we never have to think about it again. Unfortunately, that's not always true for everybody. There are places in the world where plastic has overrun people's lives and overrun their cities and their rivers. It's a terrible problem. It's a terrible problem in the ocean too. By the year 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than there are fish. Every year, over 1 million sea animals and birds die due to plastic pollution. And plastic pollution isn't just hurting the animals, it's hurting humans too. Humans consume over 70,000 microplastics a year, the size of a credit card. Can you imagine inside your tummy having all that plastic? It's a big problem. Let's talk about recycling. Recycling seems to be the perfect answer to our plastic pollution problem, but unfortunately it isn't, because only 10% of plastics actually get recycled. That's a lot of plastic. That means if I have this much plastic, only this much is going to get recycled. This much is still here on the earth in some way or another. That's a big problem. Another problem with recycling plastics is the complicated recycling numbers on the plastic products that you buy. Well, you have your triangle, your recycling triangle, and these numbers in that. And what do they mean? We don't know, but I can tell you this for sure, that the plastic number 1 and the plastic number 2 are the only plastics that are truly recyclable. The other numbers, the higher numbers, are harder to recycle, and some cities won't even take them. And if you put them in your recycling, and they call that wish cycling, they'll just throw it in the trash, and it ends up in the ocean or in the habitat or even in your backyard. So it's best that when you're buying products to try to remember to use the number 1 or the 2 if you're going to recycle. Any of the other products are too hard to recycle and probably will end up in the ocean, in somebody's belly. I know that some of the things that we talked about today could be scary and confusing. And if you're scared or confused, I want you to find your favorite adult and have a conversation and let them know how you feel. I'm sure they'll be a great help. And I want to help too. I have some great ideas that maybe you can use to help combat plastic pollution. One of the ways you can help eliminate plastic pollution, recognize this, plastic water bottles. A lot of people use these, and this is a big contributor to plastic pollution. One of the things that you can do to prevent that is to get a water filter. And that's what I did. Now, there are a lot of different water filters on the market, and you can find the one that's right for you with the right price point and the right size. This is what works for us. And it's really easy. We put the water inside, it goes through a filter, and then I reuse my water bottle. I fill it up. If I want it cold, I put it in the refrigerator. And there we go. I have a reusable water bottle that I fill with my water filter. I have different kinds. I have metal and I have glass. Did you know that over 1 billion toothbrushes get thrown away every year? That's a lot of plastic pollution. You can help by getting a bamboo toothbrush. Bamboo is biodegradable and easily replenished. You can also find toothpaste that comes in a recyclable container. That's a great way to help combat plastic pollution. Another thing you can do for the earth is when you have lunch, you can use reusable containers for your lunch. Reusable napkins and reusable straws. And then when you're finished, you can just put everything away and take the things that can be recycled home and recycle them. Another way is if you need something that's plastic, try looking at your thrift store first. There's all kinds of things here at the thrift store. You can help combat plastic pollution at the grocery store too, by your choices that you make. Here is an example. This spaghetti package has minimal plastic. This one is completely plastic. Choose paper, it's biodegradable. And when you do buy plastic at the grocery store, look for that recycling symbol. Always try to buy a 1 or a 2. They're much easier to recycle. Another way in the grocery store that you can combat plastic pollution has to do with these bags you see everywhere by the produce section. Instead of using these bags, you can use reusable bags or don't use any bags at all. Another way to combat plastic pollution at the grocery store is to bring your own bags. You know, it really doesn't matter whether you can only do a little or if you can do a lot, because every bit helps. Thank you for visiting Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. And don't forget to get outside today. We'll see you next time. Bye!